Welcome back, partner, to the West of Loathing while we're continuing our adventures in Gun Manor. We helped out some ghosts, get out of it, have them all ascend to heaven, and we're still... Nope. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to fight the ghosts, so I'm basically just helping them go back to heaven. Go to the first floor. Go to the kitchen. You don't poach eggs by shooting them. I have proof. Well, tarnation. Oh, a method of preparing food, especially eggs, by simmering them in boiling liquid. Well, I'll be a dadgum. He dissipates into the ether, still muttering to himself. Ha! Suck it. Chili spices. Place. I need to. Oh, whoops. I need to figure this out first. Lard, larder, lardest. Wait, there's a larder and a pantry? Go in. What the? Okay. Huh. This ghost is running around like crazy, or hovering around like crazy, searching the rack of pants, or trousers if you prefer, but we say pants here in Western territories. He seems too preoccupied to take notice of you. Shout at him to stop. Hey, buddy! Hey! Hey! Whoa! Jeez, buddy. You nearly scared the death out of me. Sorry, I was wondering what you're doing. Well, I thought it'd been obvious. I'm looking for a pair of pants. But you don't have any legs. Yes, I know. So, what do you want pants for? Nostalgia? I see. What kind of pants are you looking for? The kind without legs. Legless pants. Well, I can't wear regular pants, you know. The legs would just flop around and be dumb. I guess you got a point. How'd you lose your legs anyways? Oh, jeez, it's really embarrassing. I don't mind. Well, I didn't have the proper holster for my gun, so I was just carrying it tucked into my belt. Oh, trigger snagged when you went to draw it, huh? Right, it got worse though. I was wearing one of those gun belts with shots all around so you can stick your bullet in, you know? Oh man. Yeah, the chain reaction blew my entire lower half off. Wow, so that's how you died? Yep, that's how I died. Well, I'll keep an eye out for some legless pants. Thanks, I'd really appreciate it. Leave him to searching. Alright, go in here. French caviar. Aha! Oh, weird. You thought that frame photograph was actually a window. Why does a larder have a window? And why is the ghost standing motionless in front of it as if he was a framed photograph? Excuse me. Hello? Ghost ignores you. Grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Grab the ghost somehow and shake him till he's rattled. Please stop, cease this activity at once. Sorry, I got a little carried away. Now that I have your attention, tell me about... How about telling me who you are? You don't recognize me? Oh, I got a burp. Jean Francis Lardist. Nope. That I knew simply mimicking the photograph would not be sufficient. Without it, how will anyone know I'm the famous Frenchman ever to visit Gun Manor? Have a lot of Frenchmen visited? Besides having the distinction of being the most famous Frenchman to visit Gun Manor, I'm also the first Frenchman to visit Gun Manor. My French accent is going to be terrible, I'm going to tell you that right now. And the last as well. Gosh. How'd you die? I was posing for a photograph to commemorate my visit here, and that fool of a photographer fouled up when he was preparing the gunpowder flash. Fouled up how? He left a bullet in it. Ah, I see. I must have the photograph such as a face as mine must not languish in obscurity. Alright, I'll let you know if I find it. Okay, there's that. Okay. Let me step out here. Check around the area. Actually, there's this guy I need to get. Convince him to go back to work. Okay. Ah, it's a lathe, but maybe you can make less. Probably give it a shot. Yeah, there we go. Now I gotta figure out how to get a photograph. Oh yeah, thanks for rescuing me from the hedge mage. Badass shotgun. Thanks. Nah. Can you validate my parking? Ah. Okay, so I haven't rescued that employee yet. Okay, well. I gotta be able to take the photograph of the one. I can rescue the one ghost. Let's go into the hedge maze. See what's going on here. This must be the hedge wizard. Give him a trimming. Yep. Victory! It's a big topiary W. Maybe it stands for why would someone make a topiary W? At least he didn't run very far. Not enough. Ah, whiff. Wow, I'm actually doing the most damage for once. It is nice to actually have more than one, like, party member. But I guess that's what keeps this one interesting. WH for hedge, probably? Okay, at this point he's got nowhere left to run, well, assuming that weird portal behind him is his only exit. Flap. Yeah, he ain't getting there. He ain't going nowhere, bud. Alright. Oh, don't hit me. Okay. I'm gonna cover my ass. Just to be safe. That's why. Alright. Hedge Wizard's Journal. Hedge Wizard's Orb. Magically infused leaf. Loot it. Hedging your bets. Huh. Okay. Oh, plus 8 Moxie. Cool. A weapon? Bushwhacker. A hat. Okay, and then... Huh. Okay. Let's check out that leaf stuff I made. Regenerates 8 HP per round of combat! Yes, please! Oh, my mysticality went down though. If I ever need my mysticality up, I know what to do. I also need to read that journal. Yep. Oh, HW. Hedge Wizard. I get it now. Somebody has scrawled private, do not read. Read it. Terrible poetry, here's an example. Everlasting shrubbery, nobly leaf-crowned. Whence comes all joy, sweet thy fragrance, wondrous thy strength. Nemus, my lord. ENWSWN. Okay. That's probably gotta be something. Without a shadow of a doubt. East, north, west, south, west, north. I've seen these kind of puzzles before. And even though I have done a playthrough of this game on my own, I haven't done the DLC, so this is sort of new to me. Yep. East, north, west, south, west, north. The Hedge Wizard's orb starts vibrating as we get close to the weird human-shaped bush. Touch it. The hedge straightens up and speaks. Not you again. Wait, you're not him? Whew. Nope, I'm Limp. Nice to meet you. I'm the Hedge. The Hedge? Yeah, the Hedge. The source of all the magic in this maze? Yada yada. Boy, I can't tell you how glad I am to see someone besides that dorky wizard. Did you? Yep. I took care of him. Thank you. I made the mistake of granting him a boon, and he started treating me like a god or something. Coming around day after day, prostrating himself before me like a huge dweeb. Just awful. I mean, sure, I'm powerful and all that, but it's not like I did anything to get this way. I mean, I'm rooted to the ground, for heaven's sake. I just grew this way. Anyways, you mentioned a boon? Oh, sure. I guess I owe you that much for getting rid of him. For getting rid of that clown. Here you go. The hedge bends over to you, touches you with one of his paws. You got the perk Boon of the Hedge. Thanks. Don't mention it now, I should get back to my business. Here, you can see yourself out, right? Yep. Let's check out that perk. The hedge. You've been blessed by the hedge. It's over here. Destroy it with herbicide. I ain't dealing with you. I need to get a token. Oh man, I like this type. I like this type of music. Yep, there we go. The music in this game is fantastic, and I know I've said this multiple times, but I mean, I just can't help but not saying it. I hope they make more of the Loathing games, because from what I know, there's only this and the Kingdom of Loathing. What? Ah, okay. There we go. Make a wish. You hold your token over the well and try to think of something for a wish. After a few seconds, you accidentally drop the token in the well without making a wish. Dang it, I wish I had my token back. You hear some chimes, and a rope appears on the wishing well across the beam. Well, how about that? I wish that wish was an accident anyway, so you feel entirely justified by taking your token back. Doesn't matter, she's using your token. Ah! You pour some boiling water into your teapot, voila! You got an item, tea service with tea. Huh. Mannequin. Alright. Now I can serve tea to that little girl. She was on the 3rd floor. That's the kids' room. The guy has a small frozen smile on his face and he darts around the room in panic as he pretends to sip tea. His eye twitches as he tries to whisper to you out of the corner of his mouth. Hello again. Did you find some real tea? Sure did. Here you go. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. She serves the tea and the 4 of you, okay, well not the doll, sips it with your pinkies extended with gentle fashion. Then, with a giggle and a wave, she fades away. Rest in peace, kiddo. Oh, thank God! I thought that would never be over. Look at me, I'm shaking like a leaf. Kind of a freaky situation, right? Having to deal with little kids freaks me out bad enough. Having to interact with the ghost of one is horrifying. Anyways, thanks for the rescue. I need to get back to work. What do you do here? I run the candy counter at the visitor center. Oh, huh. Oh, not the one I needed. But at least I helped out the girl, and now I also need to take on the, pool or billiards. Pick your poison. 1. Challenge him to a game. Chalk up your cue and the ghost racks the ball. It's a close match. You have to consult the geometry book a few times just to work out the angles. Hey, geometry book came in handy. The game comes down to a fight for the 8 ball, and you manage to barely squeak out the win when the ghost catches an unlucky bounce off the corner of a pocket. Well, shucks. Nice shooting, Tex. He flips you a finger gun salute, winks, and fades into nothingness. Hooray! You have the most appealing ball. You got an item 6 ball. Anything else around here? Yeah, and this place is only good for fighting that. So how many are left? Six. Ah, there's that one lawyer ghost. There's the librarian. That's 2 I know. Back to the first floor. Oh yeah, that. Okay, so that was 3, 4. Yep. Chili without a gun. I don't want to waste my stuff. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Is there anybody in the cellar? Nope, don't have gun law. I get gun law. Huh. Okay, leave the dictionary. Talk to her. Can you help me with some library stuff? Definition. looking for a book on a specific topic. And reorganize someone, sort all the cards by call number instead by title or author, which makes it quite useless. At this church, how I get started, if you find a book with a similar topic you're looking for, its call number will direct you to another book on that topic. You have 2 books to put back. Fun Law. Try it. Fun Law. Aha! You find the shelf where Fun Law belongs and you put it back. The next book on the shelf is titled Gun Law, which might be more entertaining. I'll give it a shot. Well, Dual Law. You find the shelf where Dueling Banjos belongs and you find Dual Law. Duly noted. Now I can... Alright, now I can go to the gallery. Alright. What's the problem anyway? Oh, right. Well, la-di-da. I gotta read. Basics of gun law. Dual law. There we go. How about the 6-ball? Oh, it goes my offhand. Applies 20 poison to your enemy. Start every fight poisoned. Oh, wow. So I apply poison, but I start the fight poison. Wow. Alright, let's try this again. In fact, I think you'll find that I'm quite conversed in the finer points of our justice system, particularly as pertinent to guns as gun-related activity. Horster Dash. You're all trousers and no briefs. Alright, and the ghost that wants pantsless stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, well just try me, smart lady. Fine, obviously you aren't going to leave me alone, so just ask a question. Ahem. I'm Limp McCain, speaking for the record. State your name, occupant, and cause of death. Felicity Wainwright, defense attorney, lost a court approval trial by combat. Wait, trial by combat has been outlawed for like 15 years. You do understand that ghosts don't visually age as time passes, right? Oh, right. So your client called a trial by combat, which means you and the prosecutor had to face off in a duel. That's correct, and you lost. She squints at you. Are you acting dumb to try to throw me off guard? I withdraw the question. Why are you stuck as a ghost? Because although the trial by combat was already well out of fashion at the time, there was still valid legal recourse. I should have been prepared for the possibility, but I wasn't. My lack of training resulted in an innocent man being accused of murder. Oof. He was executed? Hanging, I assumed. Obviously, I wasn't around to see. So, to release you, I need to prove that your loss wasn't your fault. The trial duel was completely fair and above board. There was no chance of there being foul play on the prosecutor's part. My loss was on my own. Then I have to prove your client was actually guilty, and therefore your feelings of responsibility are misplaced, which gives you a hard and cold look. Look, you think you know a thing or two about the law. How about you tell me the first rule of being a defense attorney? Don't actually make fun of the judge's beard. You have to trust and believe your client. If you don't believe your client is innocent, you'll never convince anyone else that he's either. So what if I convince you he was guilty? You'll have an uphill fight, fella. You are essentially playing prosecutor here. Alright, tell me about your case. My defendant was Matthew Guilty McCready, accused of murder of Victor Vic Timbury on noon of June 18th, 1878 in Reno. I have some questions. Go ahead. Your client's name was actually Guilty? Come on. Names don't mean anything. Once the client's name... I once had a client's name... I killed a guy. And he was totally innocent. For someone, actual legal name, sure, but nicknames are usually given to some sort of bias. Never met a real tall guy called Tiny or a fat guy called Slim. Arguably, the nickname guilty would reinforce my client's innocence. That's totally absurd, but I'll let it rest for now. Let me ask you something. What was the cause of death? Timbury was shot in the heart by a 45 caliber revolver. And did McCready own such a gun? Yes, he was holding it at the time, and subsequent examinations showed it had been recently fired. Are you messing with me? Any further questions? Yes, I have more questions. Go ahead. This was at noon precisely. Yes, it was confirmed by witness. Also, McCready owned a fancy pocket watch that chimed on the hours. There were witnesses, about half a dozen of them. I'm pretty sure there's something you're not telling me. I'm not obligated to play my hand face up, Mr. Prosecutor. Okay then, go ahead. Hang on a second. Shot with a pistol in front of witnesses at exactly noon. Was it a duel? So you can add 2 plus 2 after all. Well done. Well, as luck would have it, I just recently read a whole book about duel law. Well, why? No reason, I just happened across in the library and I thought it might be interesting. You read an entire code of law you found at random just for the heck of it? Yep. Let me do a quick review. A duel is legally provided. It's between exactly 2 people that at a specific prearranged time and place using the same or at least essentially similar weapon, and they have to either face each other down and quick draw at the opponent or do the 10 pace turn around fire routine. Is that right? That's the gist of it, yes? So, I guess let's start with you telling me the fact of the case, and I'll interrupt you rudely if I have any questions. Alright, but if you push me on trivial nonsense, I'll get mad and you'll have to start over. Okay, that seems fair. Go ahead. McCready and Timbury got into an argument in a saloon in the evening of June 17th. Apparently, Timbury accused McCready of cheating at poker. Bartender yelled at them to take it outside, but since it was dark, they agreed to meet for a duel the next day, and that would be the 18th, you said? Yes, June 18th, 1878. Okay, go on. Well, the next day, they both showed up shortly before noon and squared off about 30 feet from each other, and then noon struck. McCready fired fast enough that Timbury didn't get a shot off, and I count of having his head shot off. That's pretty much the long and short of it. I'm going to have to ask you for more detail on that. Go ahead. What weapons were they using? McCready had a 45 caliber single action army revolver. Timbury had an older 36 caliber cap and ball Navy revolver, which he loaded with paper cartridges instead of packing gunpowder by hand. Objection! That's significantly different weapons. In all honesty, that is. Having the cap and ball Navy revolver versus a single action army, you kind of definitely would be at a disadvantage, but let's see. Are you kidding? They're both pistols. A modern cartridge revolver versus an antique cap and ball loader? Ridiculous. That antique was in production until 1873 and was considered one of the most reliable and popular 6-shooters in the territory. Furthermore, the restrictions against different weapons in duel is about pistol versus rifle, or the proverbial knife in a gunfight, or as the most recent example, nitwit trying to argue the law against a professional attorney. Jeez, that's a bit harsh. Are we done here? Get out. She shoves you out of the... God dang it. Alright, let's try that again. Let's go. And, okay, that seems fair. I have some questions. What day of the week? Monday the 17th. Go on. Okay, go on. Bartender yelled at him. Did they set a specific... Yes, high noon figures. Why is it always high noon? Tradition, I suppose. And since the sun is at the highest in the sky, everything is brightly lit, and there aren't many shadows. Plus, you can have your duel on your lunch. You can go have your duel on your lunch break. Let me me ask something. What? She said why they didn't... Why didn't they just not fight? Well, a fight breaks out in the heat of the moment, that's one thing, but they cool off enough to schedule a meeting for the next day and still go through with it. A card game is a heck of a thing to get killed over. It's an honor thing, I suppose. That, and they were each confident they wouldn't be the one getting killed. Yes, it's dumb, but it's also extremely immaterial. Toxic definition of masculinity and the general lawlessness of frontier are now what's on trial here. Fair enough. Why didn't they just fight? Because it was dark. You can't go. No, I get that, but they could have just had a regular old fist fight. They were mad enough to shoot each other to death, but not to punch each other. Well, without getting too psychoanalytical, these guys were gunfighters. I mean, they counted that as a significant part of their identity. Fighting without guns was not just outside their wheelhouse. They just considered it was a waste of their time and talent, like asking a fancy French chef to make you a grilled cheese sandwich. Sorry, never mind. Well, the next day they both showed up shortly before noon and squared off about 30 feet from each other. When noon struck, McCready fired fast enough that Timsbury... I'm gonna have to ask you for more details. What weapons? They fired at exactly noon. Yes, as soon as the church bell started ringing. You mentioned that McCready had a pocket watch. Yes, he had a fancy pocket watch that chimed on the hour. Is that important? I guess now let me ask you something. Go ahead. You said there were witnesses, about half a dozen across the street or peeking through half-open shutters. Were they interviewed? Yes, and their stories lined up with what known associates. I'm not aware of any of them being actual friends with McCready, but he was a local and a lot of people knew him. Wait a minute. Where are you going with objection? Oh, come on. Any of those people could have answered on McCready's behalf. What? And done what exactly? Well, they could have shot like a rifle. Then there would have been 2 gunfires instead. Or are you suggesting shot with a bow turret? Well, let's test. Dang it! Gotta go on again. Not giving up. Seems fair. Questions? What was the name of the saloon? The Two-Headed Horse? Weird. Did they have one? No. I think probably was going for a short double entendre, but it didn't really work. No, Two-Headed Spider maybe, but anyways. Go on. Fucking go. Next day, moon struck. Fired at noon. So as soon as the church bell struck noon. Yes, that's what I just said. Have you got a point to make, or are you just stalling for time to think? Objection. McCready fired at the wrong time. What are you talking about? He fired exactly at noon. When the church bells rang, there was a witness. That's right, he fired at clock noon, but the duel was set for high noon. They aren't the same thing. I kind of like how this is supposed to be like Phoenix Wright, sort of. High noon is when the sun is at the highest point in the sky, depending on geography and the time of year. It could be hours different from clock noon. McCready fired early, making the duel illegal. What do you say to that, counselor? Leslie gives you a slow smile. I gotta hand to you, Prosecutor McCain. You're a lot better at this than I give you credit for. That's a good thought you had there. There was just one problem with it. Oh, what is it? I already thought it. Take this! Take that! She hurls a small book at you, which you barely managed to catch. What the heck is this? I did my homework when I was preparing for the trial, my legal homework. Since it was time, I expected there to be an actual trial, not a gunfight. What you're holding is an almanac for the year 1817. There are bookmarks if you like to do the math yourself. Well, if you look up solar noon, aka high noon, for June of 18th, and make the adjustments for Reno's longitude. What do you think you get? You've got to be kidding me. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. 12 o'clock p.m. precisely. No! Well, damn. Nice try, though. I mean that sincerely. That's all my ammo. I can't think of any other way to disprove McCready's innocent. As far as I can tell, it was a fair duel. Yep. And that's me with my guilt of an innocent man's death on my hands. An innocent man's death. Are you sure you're good at repeating things people say? You sure are good at repeating things people say. What if he didn't die? Say what now? Well, you didn't exactly see the execution, right? Yes, well, I was indisposed, you might say, being dead and all. So you didn't actually know whether or not it happened. Oh, come on, look, I appreciate the effort, but you're barking at the moon. Let me ask you something. Alright, go ahead. What can you tell me about McCready? He was a gunfighter through and through, and by that I mean he was an adrenaline addict, and dueling was the needle of choice. Hell, if you told me you had evidence that he cheated at poker with specific intent of baiting people into challenging him to duels, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. He was a sly one. Her expression softens and she sighs. I made him sound like a real devil. That's not fair. He was smart and charming, and could have been a good man if he had chosen an entirely different life for himself. Anything else? Well, I recall that he had a good head for numbers. He told me that he never forgot a date, and every man he ever killed, he'd even pour a beer on their graves on their birthday. Well, that's nice. A nicer birthday present would have been not been killed them in the first place, of course. Yep. I have another question. Alright, go ahead. Why did he invoke trial by combat? Assuming he was innocent, why wouldn't McCready invoke trial by combat? The case was pretty straightforward. A duel would only worsen his odds. I was mighty surprised, let me tell you. The only thing I can figure was he was damn full of sense of gunfighter's pride or something. Like that was the only form of justice he was willing to submit himself to. I have another question. Alright, go ahead. Was the trial right after the duel, the 19th? Ha! No. I don't know what Reno's like now, but it didn't have a proper courthouse then. You can't have a murder charge in the sheriff's front parlor. McCready sat in jail for a couple of weeks, and then was transported him to Frisco. That's what, with one thing to another, the trial didn't start till the 25th. Gee, so much for the right of a speedy trial. The wheel grinds slow. I have another question. Alright, go ahead. When was the execution? Well, the trial of combat was held on the 26th, and that was in Frisco. They didn't execute prisoners on weekends, so presumably it would have been the following Monday, the 29th. In the morning? What with setting up the gallows and letting the crowd gather, they usually happen in the afternoon, around 3 typically. I have another answer. Alright. I'll be back. I need to do some research. Hold on, let me check that almanac. The 29th. What month do you want to look up? Oh man, what was the... I need to... Never mind. Hey, I got a question for you. Trial after... July... Okay. Be July 29th. I'll come back later. I need to look at that almanac. July 29th. Look up a date. January... February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay. 29th. Let's see. Wow, wait a minute. According to this, there was a total eclipse on the sun that day, centered right over the Western Territory, with it totally at 2:49. That's a hell of a thing. Okay. Hey, I got a question. I just looked up the 29th in your almanac. There was a total eclipse on the sun that day. What? Now you're just messing with me. No, look for yourself. Totally at 2:45 p.m. right over the Western Territories. Oh, that's quite a thing, but I don't see how that affects... Wait, unless you're suggesting... Right, that was the perfect opportunity for MacCready to escape. That's absurd. Absurd like a fox! You said yourself that MacCready was really good at remembering dates. He could have read about the eclipse at any time and stored that knowledge away for future use. Like to give himself an advantage in a duel or something. Alright, that's reasonable as far as it goes, but MacCready couldn't have worked the eclipse into his escape plan because he didn't have any other way. He didn't have any say over the court schedule. You said, what with one thing or another, the trial didn't start until July 25th. MacCready could have caused any number of those delays himself, by faking illness in prison, or messing with the horse on the ride to Frisco, or anything. This could also explain the trial by combat. You mean, there ended up being too much delay, so if a regular trial went for too long, and he was found guilty, he might have missed the eclipse? Exactly. Whereas, if he called a trial by combat, everything would have been resolved one way or another in only one more day. Maybe if you'd win, that'd be fine, but if you lost, he could use his escape plan. I have to admit, this is pretty compelling, but it's all maybes and what ifs. Yeah, maybe it happened, but maybe MacCready was rescued by leprechauns. Oh man, are there leprechauns in Frisco? You need to have some kind of hard evidence before this is any more than just fun stories, is what I mean. Well, let me ask you something else. What's up? How can I find evidence of MacCready's escape? Well, we don't know that an escape even happened. True, something like that would have been in the news for certain. I need to find some news. Certain. I need to find... I need to find some newspapers or something in this house. In a library, maybe. Won't be in the dictionary. You find bundles of old newspaper at the bottom of the Frisco Newsinator. You start at the bottom of the stack and flip through them until you find a paper of the week of July 28th to August 3rd, 1878. The main feature has to do with the eclipse and various incidents and spectacles that occurred because people weren't expecting it. Yet it apologizes for bearing the announcement of the previous week weather's forecast. Most notably, all three men scheduled to be hanged on the 29th escaped in the confusion, and only two of them were recaptured. Unfortunately, their names aren't given. Keep looking, you don't find any more. However, as you're putting the papers back in order on the shelf, the headline of the more recent issue catches your eye. Husband of famous inventor missing. The article is light on information, but apparently Mrs. Gunn's husband Dan vanished on the road while traveling to Dirtwater on business 6 years ago. Law enforcement suspected bandits, but no evidence was found. That's kind of grim. Hold on. Yeah, that's enough. Alright, back to the argument. I got a question for you. I found a newspaper article. The guy scheduled to be executed that day the eclipse escaped, and one of them was never caught. Which one? Well, it didn't say, did it? Nope, damn it. And executed criminals aren't given gravestones with their names on them, so you can't go looking around Frisco Cemetery to find out. Listen, Limp, I really appreciate what you're trying to do, but at this point, you would have to actually find MacCready himself to prove his execution. He wasn't executed due to my failure. Well, I guess that's what I gotta do then. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I remember something. Just give me a second. Bear with me, folks. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a minute. 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 Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. That's what I thought! You dig your shovel until you hit a wooden coffin, haul the lid up, a skeleton blinks at you, or, well, doesn't, but anyway. Howdy. Howdy, are you Guilty McCready? Well, no. I ain't heard that nickname, in what year is it? 1895. 17 years. No. I tell a lie. It was that one time 8 years ago. Same McCready that escaped the gallows during an eclipse? Huh. Oh no, since the statute of limitations is expired, I might as well fess up. Yep, that was me. Real sweet plan too. Far from the one little hitch, it went off smooth as silk. Even worked a little misdirection to lead the law to them other two fellers instead of me. Served right too. They were real murderers, not like me. I never killed a man except in a fair fight. Except for that one little hint you mentioned. You miscalculated how long to delay the trial. So in order not to miss the eclipse, you called for a trial by combat. Well, yep. That's the truth of it. You're blaming me for Miss Wainwright's death, I suppose. Why didn't you trust her? She would have gotten you declared innocent. She had a real good head on her shoulders, sure, but so did the prosecutor fella. I didn't rate the odds better than 50-50. Not good enough. And anyway, the trial by combat was part of her job. She should have been ready. That stinks! She trusted you! She's a ghost now because she feels guilty about losing the trial and I've spent ages trying to convince her that you weren't innocent and she's backed you up every step of the way despite the fact that you got her killed! And you don't even care? Hell, bite your tongue, Sonny. You don't know me. Don't care. I did what a fella I had to do to stay alive. I felt damn guilty about what happened to Miss Wainwright. But I ain't talking to all the blame for it. No, sir. She'll tell you herself she should have been better prepared. Just like she told me that day, apologizing with her last breath. I gave up gunfighting for her. Gave up the only thing I lived for. That's how I felt about it. You gave up gunfighting? Weren't easy, but I did it. Bought this home, bought this land, raised some chickens, and had a little vegetable garden. Place has gone to hell since I died. That's a shame. Anyways, I never fired my pistol again. Not even at the damn fence post. That's not what it says on your grave. Oh, read it again. That's the fellow what killed me. Having a little ironic joke, I reckon. Someone killed you? You're only the second person to track me down. First one was 9 years after the trial. Vic Timberley's brother hunted me for revenge. What happened? He challenged me to a duel. I told him I ain't doing that no more. He asked again, and I said no. And he hollered at me, and I took my pistol out of the closet and threw it at his feet so he could see how the cylinder was all rusted shut. And he cocked his gun and asked me one last time, and I said no. That's the last thing I remember. Last thing I remember is the bang. Jeez. Kind of him to bear me, though. Guess he weren't all bad. Do you want to see Felicity again? I can take you to her ghost. Nah. I reckon I'll go back to sleep. Ain't right, a dead fella walking around. Just tell her sorry for me, alright? Here, you can give her my pocket watch. She'll recognize it. You got McCready's pocket watch. Alright, bye McCready. So long, feller. Close the coffin and fill the hole back in. Yeah, I knew I remembered that. Wow, my throat is sore. I can hear it in my own voice that I've worked my throat a lot because of this game. But that's not gonna stop me! No, sorry. Second floor? Yep, second floor. Hey, I got a question for you. Are you ready for this? What now? I found McCready's grave. He wasn't executed. You're 100% certain it's him? No other man named McCready? It was him. He gave me this watch to give you. She turns the watch around her hand for a while, just looking at it without saying anything. Then she slowly winds it and listens as it chimes the hour. Yes, this was his watch, alright. Thank you. Wait, you said he gave it to you? He's alive? Not exactly. He's a skeleton. We talked for a while, and then he asked me to bury him again so he could go back to sleep. What did he say? He confirmed our guesses. He knew about the eclipse in advance, and he stalled the trial for his escape plan, but stalled it too long and decided to hedge his bets by calling for the trial by combat. I see. He gave up gunfighting. What? He bought a little house and raised chickens. Never fired a pistol again. In fact, he left it to rust. 9 years later, Timbury's brother caught up to him and challenged him to a revenge match. McCready refused repeatedly, so the guy shot him. He said to tell you he was sorry. She looks at you silently, and then looks at the watch. She winds the hand back a minute and listens as it chimes again. She sighs and shakes your hand, then smiles at you. Thank you, Limp. You'd make a damn fine attorney. She shakes your hand and fades away from view as she does, leaving her attorney badge in your hand. You got the attorney's badge. Rest in peace, counselor. Alright, that's another one. 13 melee, 13 spell, 13 pistol. Oh yeah, that's definitely taking place. I'm definitely putting that on. Okay. That's one ghost taken care of. There's one more ghost taken care of. Oh right, I gotta talk to the guy. Almost forgot. Hey Paul, how's it going? Is the ghost still here? Nah, I took care of it. Thank God. I've gotta go wash this flower off and get back to work first. Man, feels like I've been saving up these itches for days. I was about to go crazy. Thanks, Limp. You're a lifesaver. No problemo. Come see me at the visitor center. I'll hook you up with a souvenir photograph. Okay. Hopefully, Paul can help me. Because I need the photograph of that one ghost. And then that leaves the one with the pants, the librarian. Thanks again for the help with that ordeal. More or less, I mean, hygiene is what it is these days, and you know. Would you like a souvenir photograph? It's only 200 meters. Sure. Huh. Wait a second. It's a photo of the house. Yeah. Why'd you take a picture of me then? Oh, it's just for our records. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Okay, let me try the cellar, because there's that box of photos. Also, I think that was a bit of a waste of 200 meat. Let's check out that photo. Yep. Let me go in the cellar. Aha! Also, before I leave, make a silencer. Yes! That's gonna come in handy. I know it will. Actually, let me see about the silencer. Silence your pistol. Yeah, it's like it was like near the beginning when I put that snakeskin wrap on my hat and it gave it a buff. Actually, stay here. Wasn't it? Yep. Found an old photo. Ah, marvelous. What a resemblance. Yeah, it's a pretty decent pick. Good thing light travels faster than bullets. Now my image will no longer be the ravages of time. Merci. You the fuck up, my friend. Au revoir. Okay, there's still... Is there a cookbook in the kitchen? In the kitchen. In the library. Husband. Alright, talk to the librarian. Hey, look! I invented this! Wait. Hold on, no. Can you help me? Facebook read? No, for reading? Oh, please? No. Okay. I have a silencer. There we go. It is only in the atmosphere of quiet that true joy dare lives. Bertrand Russell. He isn't famous yet. Oh, whatever. Okay, I can save this guy. Take a closer look. Turns out it's a book about geology. It's bound in stone, and it appears that each chapter is devoted to a different type of stone, and it's printed on a slab of stone. Got it. Whew, thanks. I thought I'd never get out of there. From at least now, I know all about the particular types of granite described in one page. How'd you get trapped there in the first place? Well, I work at the info desk at the visitor center, so on my breaks, I like to research different kinds of info, you know, just in case anyone asks. I guess you never know when someone might ask you about rocks. Exactly. Oh man, it's getting late. Thanks again. Feel free to stop by the counter if you have any questions. Sure thing. I kinda do have questions. That's another dose. There's the one with the pants, and then the one that wants to eat chili without a gun. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but I need to. I want to talk to this guy. Ask for some info. Thanks for freeing me. I want some. Sure. This is gonna go for me. Okay, I guess. Gun family. And the manor. Rocks. Okay. How am I gonna get the pants one though? Okay, well, might as well attempt the chili. Okay, you need a bowl of chili to give to the ghost and diamond. Unfortunately, since your conversation with him, you're not even sure what chili is anymore. Maybe you should do some research. Oh, pantry. Wait a second. Is there a pants in here? Rack. Fancy pantry pants. Oh, might as well check them out. Ah! Cool. This room. And here? Okay. Can I ask this guy? Talk to him? Not gonna fight him. Does it talk? Okay, well, it said do my research, so I guess... To the library! Away! Second floor. Gallery. Nope. Library. There's gotta be something in here. Wait, hold on. Chili. Okay, I think I may have spelled that wrong. Hold on. I cannot spell with the crap. Give me a second. Let me try some. Huh. Savory soup made of beans, spices, and a gun. Huh. Get the dictionary. Beans, spices, and a gun. Oh, okay. Is there anything in here that can be useful to me? Anything else in here that might be able to help me? I don't think so. Guest rooms. Anything around her desk? No. Alright. I just want to make sure if there's anything that can help me with the chili situation. First floor. Okay. According to the dictionary, you need some spices, some beans, and a gun. Except if you're trying to make chili without a gun. Skip the gun. Spices. Grab a chili pot and put it on the burner. Throw in some spices. You shake nothing of chili spices into the pot. The next skip is a bean. Unfortunately, you find yourself embarrassingly beanless. Better go find some beans then. Okay, where am I gonna go find beans? Let me check the larder. There's gotta be beans in here somewhere. Ah! Wait. Okay, nope. That can doesn't count. I need beans in here. Pantry. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Okay. That's the only thing I can do now is look around the manor. Let's go back to the third floor. Okay, there's some up here. Summon. Ah, plaid skirt! Okay. Give that to the friggin' pants ghost. Then he can go do what he wants. How about a skirt? Look, I understand that genderization of clothes maybe shouldn't be a thing, but I'm kind of old-fashioned. Did I say skirt? I mean kilt. What's a kilt? It's a special kind of foreign legless pants for men. Here, try it. Here. Hey, that's real nice. Thanks a lot. With the problem solved, he dissipates into the ether. Yeah. Still need to find some beans. try something. Is there anything? Tea leaves. Oh, there's more to it. Oh, wait. Ooh, beans! Knew there had to been something. Okay, let's go make some. Let's go make this stuff. Throw in the spices, toss them in. Wait, no gun. No gun. Alright. Finally. I'm back and I've got a bowl of 100% gun-free chili right here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Something wrong? Well, I can only eat ghost food. How do you need me to murder this chili for you? Not to put too fine to a point, but yes. Alright, I guess I'll have to find a way to do that. Couldn't I just do it right then and there? Let me try to find something. Smother the chili with a pillow. Okay, got your ghost food, dude. Talk to him. There we go. Happy trails, big guy. Thank you so much for dealing with that ghost. I'm exhausted. What are you even doing? He kept demanding ghost food, but I didn't know how to cook except for nachos and popcorn. And just the regular kind, not ghost nachos and popcorn, but he was really insistent. So I figured ghost food was probably visible, right? So I just pretended to give him empty plates. I guess it worked even though it didn't really make much sense. Huh. Anyways, thanks again. I'll work at the snack bar in the visitor center. I'll see you around there. Okay, see ya. You know what? I'm gonna call it there. We got, so far, the rest of the ghosts in Gun Manor, it looks like. So, I'll see y'all in the next part of the West of Loathing Reckoning at Gun Manor with Limp McCain as your hero. Goodbye.